Ariel. I am so excited to share my debut book with you, Turn Your Pain into Art. One self-hater's journey to self-love, authenticity, and creative freedom. Now, I wrote this book for people who are struggling. Like, have you ever wondered why it's so easy for everyone else, but it just seems to be like harder for you? Or have you ever found yourself thinking, I know I have something that could be really cool inside of me to like share with the world, but I'm still such a mess inside that I wouldn't even know where to begin. Or have you ever thought, gosh, being happy, that would be cool. I would like to be happy, but no one in my life is happy. No one's modeling that for me. I don't even know what that looks like. I don't even know if I'm qualified to feel that way. Those were the kinds of struggles that I used to feel all the time. I used to be so miserable and I didn't even know it. Like, this blows my mind. Miserable was my normal, and so that was the only reality that I was really working with. And I used to think that when my band started to grow, that would fix it for me. I just assumed that we would start taking off and then I would be okay. And it was so crazy when my band actually did start to grow. And you know, we started touring the world. We were playing in front of thousands of people. Our records were charting on Billboard. And guess what? I was still broken inside. And that screwed me up and it woke me up because I realized I was the problem. It wasn't my life. There was something wrong inside of me internally. And you guys, the breakthrough moment happened for me one day when we were flying across the ocean as a band to play at a festival in Amsterdam. And I was just sitting there in my own misery, like I did all the time. And it suddenly came to me, this like phrase popped up inside of me and it said, I hate myself. And that got through to me. And for the first time in my life, it occurred to me how messed up that was. And that I couldn't just be thinking about all the external things. I couldn't just be discounting how I was feeling about my own life. See, I was reaching my goals, I was making my dreams happen, and yet I was still not feeling right. And so I started to prioritize myself. I started putting myself first. I started asking myself, Ariel, how do you feel about this? What do you want to do in the situation? Like actually honoring my feelings. And things started to turn around for me. Like, I don't know how else to describe it, but I woke up and I started paying attention to the things that made me happy, the things that made me feel good, the things that made me feel bad. I started learning and growing. I was like sucking up all of the education and learning that I could, anything that would maybe make an impact in my day and in my own head, in my heart. I was game. I was throwing myself in head first, became a self-help junkie. And I didn't let it stop with me. I wanted to share what I was learning with everyone else because I saw the difference in my own life. I saw that I was waking up excited about my day. I was looking in the mirror and actually being happy and proud of who I was. Not because I looked differently, but because I had changed something inside. And so I wanted to share it with all my followers. So I started doing these coaching calls and I started teaching classes on the road and I started a weekly YouTube channel called The Ariel Show. And I'm so grateful that's been able to help a lot of people. But what I'm realizing is that those are all different modalities and they all have their limits. You know, like not everyone's gonna be able to afford a one-on-one session with me. And that's fine. And not everyone's gonna be able to, you know, come on tour and come to a class with me. And so I finally realized I needed to write a book. And so that's what I did. I wrote Turn Your Pain into Art. And this book, it's going to change your life. Like, I know that's an intense statement, but the concepts in here have completely transformed my entire life. This book is gonna help you feel better about yourself. It's gonna help you fight back the tormenting thoughts in your own head. It's gonna help you take charge of your own life. And you know, in those times when I was doing all that learning and growing, I was reading all these other people's books and podcasts and blogs, and something that kind of kept tripping me up was these other people were a lot of times not being very realistic. They were kind of glossing over a lot of the struggles, a lot of the pain that I think a lot of us go through. You know, they weren't really coming at it from a point of, here's how you get over your anxiety. You know, here's how you really beat that depression. They were kind of Pollyanna-ing it and being a little bit, you know, one-sided with it. And that's what makes the concept of turning your pain into art so powerful, because we're not just saying, here's 7 steps to yourself and you'll wake up and everything will be fine. I'm not promising that at all. No, it will be the opposite of that. It will be a hard, long journey. But what I am saying is that we can look at the joy in our lives and acknowledge that, and we can also acknowledge all the pain. We don't have to pretend that everything's fine when it's not. And you know, sometimes those other books would make me feel like I just didn't get it. Like I just wasn't figuring it out. And that's why it became so important to me to write a book of my own for the rest of us, the ones who need to have in clear steps how it works to transform our lives to get to where we want to go. And this is the stuff that people have paid me hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars to work with me on. And I'm so excited to now just have it in a book that's so much more affordable, so much more accessible for the rest of us. And so this book is $14.99. And now I just want to pause and say this. Some of my audience here, you guys, you don't read books. You're not into books, and I get that. I just want to say sometimes you have to try something different to move your life forward. And I also know some of you aren't really into this idea of investing in yourself. You see, you haven't prioritized your own happiness yet. You haven't made you and your life like a focal point yet. And so you haven't thought to even invest any time or money on yourself. And I just really want to bust through and challenge that idea today. You do have to take the first step if you want your life to change. And so I'm offering you a really great first step for you today. This book is $14.99. If money's like not an easy thing for you to come by, which I totally understand, I want you to know that if this book doesn't change your life, I'll just buy it back from you. Like for real, no big deal. It's not about the money, it's about transformation. It's about getting your life back. So if this thing doesn't do it for you, fine, I'll buy it back from you, no big deal. But I do want you to know that besides just the book, we're also throwing in some really incredible bonuses that I've worked really hard on. I'm so excited to put in your hands. We've created a 3-part video series for you that you get for free when you order the book. You also get the audiobook for free, and this is super limited time, so like for real, act on this. You also get the companion workbook. That way you can journal along as you go and really make sure you're digesting everything. So if it sounds like I'm talking to you, if this sounds like something you need, I want you to act on it now. This is a limited time thing, so you need to click the button and make this happen. You need to take that first step to move your life forward. You know, you can click out of this video and just move on, and you can be in the same place you are now, next week, or next month, or next year. Or this can be your moment. Right here, this can be your time that you say, yeah, I'm ready to change my life. I'm ready to move forward. I'm here with you. I'm going to be guiding you along this journey. I know it can be scary to change. I know it can be hard to think that maybe life will get better, and then you know you've been disappointed in the past. I get it. But I'm here with you. You're not going to go through this alone. So take the steps to change your life. Get the book. Get the badass bonuses. I'm so excited to start this journey with you. It's going to be incredible, and I am so proud of you for taking these first steps. Thank you so much. I love you. Let's do this.